literally in every community throughout this state. As I've been doing the work of the Black Freedom Fund, we have over 140 organizations that we invest in throughout California, totaling nearly $40 million of investments and support. And in every city, every region, there is a similar story. It's a Rodney King, it's a Stephon Clark in Sacramento, it's a Oscar Grant in Oakland, and so many more. And what it reminds me of is the importance of what we're doing here today. The importance of coming together to find solutions and be in partnership with elected officials and others who have capacity to drive change. We wanted to make sure that all of you had an opportunity to inform that dialogue and to be in closer proximity to folks who were really driving those conversations in the legislature.
I think that this is important because there's no way that a people can thrive if they have a whole host of social and systemic barriers that has been created by design to prevent them to have an opportunity to thrive.
Reparations, it's about righting the wrongs of California when it comes down to enslaved people. Reparation represents hope. It represents a generation of hurt and pain, but also writing a new narrative for Black Californians moving forward.
We know in most movements it requires solidarity with others and community to be able to accomplish change. And for us to make sure that we're focused on something so large as reparation will require us to stand in solidarity with our Black caucus.
I think as a caucus, we're going to be working over the course of the next many months to develop out a policy package that continues the work that we already started. And I think we're going to be grounded around 3 or 4 basic principles. The first is to make sure we're building the strong legal framework to remove the excuses for California to take any action. I think we're also going to be focused more broadly on what it means to takings of land, takings of our children, takings of property, our health, our civil liberties in a way that we can hold in the policies that we represent.
Reparations is equity, right? And so one thing that we know is that we are a very resourceful people and we've already been able to do a lot with nothing. But imagine if we had capital to add to that brilliant work ethic. So I feel like many of us business owners could do so much more. We're already doing so much more with less.
I would say reparation looks like safety. It looks like healthcare. It looks like childcare. It looks like support.
The role of local communities as it relates to the work that we're doing in Sacramento is extremely important because they are boots on the ground. It's not just one vote, it takes a majority. And so we want to make sure that the work that we're doing as it relates to reparations allows Black families to not only thrive, but thrive for generations.
Solidarity is everything, from the grassroots to the grass tops to folks in elected office. To our scholars in the universities, we all have a role to play. And so from the everyday community member to somebody leading a community-based organization, we have to move with intentionality, with a commitment to shared progress, with the love and the support that's required for all Black change, and we have to move with urgency.
Among the Black community, there's a high level of support for reparations. And I really do think that the people who worked on preparing the recommendations and doing the study and coming up with ways that we could move forward did a really excellent job at documenting the harms and preparing a path forward.
When you look at the numbers dealing with home ownership, when you look at the numbers dealing with other kind of health inequities, their increased rates of chronic disease. So when you go into our communities, unfortunately, you see some of the lowest performing schools, some of those communities that are most heavily impacted by environmental justice issues, those communities that are farthest away from our amazing hospitals and universities that we have here in San Diego.
The Legislative Black Caucus need to put forward the most radical bills to address the issue around quality education. And they need to fight like it's the last battle, and be the vanguard around this issue of educating other legislatures and to guide people towards that North Star. to give them the tools and resources, to organize them, to empower them, to unite the many so we can defeat the few. So at the end of the day, the reparation is a down payment, an important one, but just a down payment. It is not the solution, but a part of one of many strategies to get us to where we want to go.